What's up, guys? Welcome back to another, I almost said Logic Pro X, but we are not in Logic Pro X today. We are in Reason 9.5. Actually, I think this might be 9.5.1 or some, they updated it a while back to fix some of the latency issues. But, basically today we're going to be making a Wi-Fi's Funeral type beat. If you don't know who that is, I recommend you check him out. He's on SoundCloud. He just released an album, Boy Who Cried Wolf, and there's some really good songs in there. Lil Jeff Hardy, Wrist Motion. Gosh, I'm trying to think of some other songs. Jackie Chan. There's some good songs in there. Anyway, but he has a very distinct style. And what's really interesting about his style is that the high end, which is normally filled by instruments, is actually filled by the drums. Like, he uses a very loud, not loud, but very crisp hi-hat, a very cracking snare, and a kick with a lot of high-end energy. And basically what he does is his melodic elements are actually pretty low. So he'll say use like a reverse piano that's like that's what we're going to do today. He'll use a reverse piano that's maybe in like around C1 or C2. So basically when I say C1 or C2, I mean on the keyboard. So let me pull up. Let's start by pulling up an acoustic piano, because that's what we're going to end up using. So I'm going to do, we want something kind of, yeah, dark, but we don't want it layered with anything. So let's try like concert piano. Yeah, that's perfect. So anyway, when I say C1 or C2, see how over here it says C2? It's just a lower down octave than, say, playing a melody like up there. So we're going to play something down here and reverse it. I don't know, let's throw on a scales and chords player just to, let's turn off the chord section just to, we'll go into C minor. Sorry, I just say it's just to, I'm like a broken record. Just to come up with some sort of melody idea. That's too happy. He's not super emotional, he's more like almost upbeat sadness is how I would describe him. So let's try to come up with something more minor. Okay, let's record something like that in and see how it sounds reversed. Because sometimes when you play something with like syncopated timing, or like when you have notes that are like that, it doesn't really come across really well reversed. But let's just listen. Let's tap out a tempo. Wrist motion, wrist do eight, wrist do eight. Yeah, so we're gonna work at like 150. I'm gonna go a little bit slower. But I was just saying the wrist motion song that he has. That's a little bit different than his usual style, but we'll get into that. So basically, let's come up with some sort of melody idea. I don't like this key. Let's change it up. Let's go to like D. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Let's record that in. Let's turn on click in pre by hitting Command P and C. Command P for the pre and C for the click. And let's record something in by hitting Command Enter. Okay, I kind of fucked that up. Let's try that one more time. Let's quantize the shit out of that because I fucked it up. Sorry. Wow, my language is so good. Uh, let's bring that back a little bit. Let's close out the rack so we can see better what we're doing. And let's listen. I want to extend this note all the way. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bounce this down by right-clicking, going to bounce in place. Boom. And now we have this. So we'll leave this muted version up here, and we'll listen to this. First of all, we're going to normalize it. Normalize clips, because it was way too quiet. I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit because it's going to be loud. Let's add a limiter to the master just so there's no clipping for the video's sake. I don't usually do this because I don't really care about clipping because reasons. You can go watch, there's a really good Propellerhead video on the Propellerhead website about why going into the red doesn't really matter. But yeah, I recommend checking that out. But for now, we'll just lower this to 0.2 and leave it at that. Okay, so here's what we have. And I'm going to reverse it and see what happens. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to throw on gross speed, or M rhythmizer is what it's called. But I have a version of gross. It's like gross speed. It's pretty much the same thing, but it's not. That's how I describe it. Really, really useful, I know. So let's go to M rhythmizer, drop it on the concert bounced, open it up, and go to presets, general, and we'll go to 50% speed. That's too low, so let's go to the browser and raise it like 7 semitones or something. That sounds weird. Let's turn the M rhythmizer off just for a second. It sounds okay reversed. What I'm going to do is add a compressor just to even out the signal a little bit. We'll do that before the M rhythmizer. Let's do threshold down to like -30. Let's do ratio, yeah, up, soft knee, and then let's listen. Perfect. What we can do is we can actually turn off the gross speed or M rhythmizer or whatever you want to call it for now. And what we'll do is we can actually chop up the audio and treat it almost like a sample. So let's go down to here, let's close out the browser, and let's reset this down to 0 semitone, 0 transposed. And I'm going to actually cut this out. I'll just replace this with a different section. Ah. Let's cut that out and see what it sounds like. Do-do-do. That's where it should start, is right there. So let's turn to half. Let's go over here. Let's slice this out. Q, and let's bring this to the end. Now let's join these together and let's listen. Perfect, that's what I wanted. Let's raise it a couple semitones. And let's go to the M rhythmizer, let's open it up and let's change the sequence length to, I don't know, 16 bars. Oh, whoops. Undo that. Scroll over. Actually, let's reset the M rhythmizer by deleting it and then adding it back in because I kind of fudged up the settings. Sorry, my language is terrible today. Let's go down over here. Let's go to sequence length, I don't know, 8 bars. Actually, we can do sequence length 4 bars, sorry, and then we'll do speed up and turn that down. Presets, general, 50% speed. Perfect, that's what we wanted. So let's slice this out because it's only playing the first half and we want to play both halves. So let's get rid of the rack, go up to here, slice, and then move this over to here, and now we should have this. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two. I'm going to go to the transpose, and I'm going to go up a little bit more. And I'm actually going to raise the tempo back to 160, the original tempo that I tapped it out, because it's a little slow right now. In fact, we can just drop it to 90, because that'll be like basically 180, but just a little bit faster. Shizzle, but we're going to have to stretch this. So let's go to Option, stretch that down, Option, stretch that down, and now let's listen. And we're going to have to change this back to 1/2. Perfect. So now, this is what we got. Let's put it on a loop. And let's add the hi-hat, because the hi-hat is the key to this entire track. Let's go to Reason 9 Sounds, Drums and Percussion, Drum Kits. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Busywork Beats Sound, X Drums, and we're going to load up a hi-hat X. Perfect. So let's go to the beginning. Let's set this down to 1/16th because that's what he uses. Or it might be 1/8. Let me listen real quick. Yeah, it's just 1/16th. So let's copy these over. And now we have this. Perfect. And let's close out the rack and listen to what we got. Oh, I'm going to delete all of this because we don't need it. And basically, this is the key. He just keeps his hi-hat steadily at 1/16th, and that's it. Sometimes there's rolls. Some of his songs, it's different. But I'm just saying, for the majority of his tracks, it's just this. Let's turn it down a little bit because it's kind of loud. We're going to cut some of the low rumbliness out of this piano. I don't really like that scratchy sound, but I don't feel like going all the way back. Here's what you would do is if you wanted to fix that. You'd go over to here, you'd unmute this, you'd drag the MIDI up, you drag the MIDI up to all the way up here, up an octave, then you'd bounce it out up 2 octaves, then you'd bounce it out, then you'd lower the pitch, and then it wouldn't give you that grumbly sound. But for the sake of the video, we're just going to stick with it. So let's listen. That's pretty good. We'll probably leave it at 250. Perfect. And so now let's add in the 808. Let's go to Instruments, NNXT, drag that in, go to the rack, pause this, Busywork Beats Sound, Basic Addiction, X Drums, 808s, and let's audition some 808s. I like X. So let's right click, reset this device, reset device, and let's drag in X. Perfect. So now we have an 808. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select zone via MIDI. First of all, we need to right click on this and we need to go to set root notes from pitch detection. There we go. Oh, whoops, my bad. Do that one more time. Set root notes from pitch detection. And then what we're going to do is we're going to extend this down so that we can play it. So this is in the key of A, this 808. And so basically we're going to mess around over here. But first thing we need to do is we need to turn the key polyphony down to 1. Retrig. We're going to turn portamento up. Yeah, I don't think we need to mess with the other settings. I'm going to turn the attack down a little bit. Yeah, down a little bit, like -20, just to get a little bit more oomph. Oomph, oomph. And then we're going to add some scream to this because it is way, 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 way too low. So first of all, let's add the Audiomatic Retro Transformer and do bottom and just freaking max it out. And then let's do scream distortion. I'm not going to use any specific settings. That's pretty good. I like that. His 808s, WifisFuneral's 808s, aren't super distorted, but you can definitely feel them and hear them. So I'm going to keep it pretty pure, but maybe raise this low up a little bit to like 30. Right there sounds good. So let's lift up the low a little bit. Perfect. Now we have a really thumping 808. So now what we need to do is we need to lay this in. So let's go to function F4 to pull up the on-screen keyboard, and let's listen to what we got. Actually, you know what I can do is I can pull this scales and chords, Command C, or actually Option, and then drag it down. Drag it down. Drag it down. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to copy the whole thing. Let's just throw on, what key am I in? D minor. So let's just throw on a scales and chords. Players, scales and chords, throw it on, turn off the chords, and turn it on to D minor. Perfect. So let's play it and see what we can come up with. Something like that. So let's add in the 808. So let's quantize this to 1/8 note, and let's listen. I actually want to go a little bit farther than that. Let's actually, cut off earlier than that. So let's go, because the snare is going to hit right here. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, perfect. So I'm just going to draw in the 808 pattern. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so this needs to be over here. Whoops. So basically what it was before. And we're going to raise this up to C. one more time. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, Let's listen. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's turn that hi-hat up a little bit and turn the 808 down. And let's get like a thumping kick. Let's pull in another sampler. I'm going to use the NN19 this time. Works, beat sounds, X drums, and let's go to kicks. We want a hard kick, like a nice thumping low kick, but we want it to have high in energy. What we can do is we can get a low kick that's just low, like I have from the Fire Drum kit, and then we can add saturation and distortion a little bit, or we can just get one that's already like that. So let's look. Like we can use that one and then distort it. So I'm going to save the IH for later. Yeah, that's what we need. So let's go to the rack. Let's close out the mixer. Let's reset the device. Whoops. Reset device. And let's drag in kick NK. Manage samples. Or whoops. Let's go to, yeah, function F4. Perfect, right here is where it is, at C3. So let's lay that down. Whoops, I closed out the keyboard. Okay, perfect. We're just going to have it match the 808, so let's, because even though I don't usually do that, that's kind of what a lot of trap producers do. It's not just a WifisFuneral thing, it's a lot of them just make the 808 match, the kick. So let's go bring that up to C3. Bring that up. Perfect. And then I'm going to hit Command A, go to function F8, and we're going to change the note lengths to all be the same. That way they don't overlap with each other. Let's turn that kick way up. Yeah, that kick definitely needs some distortion because it's supposed to be filling in the high-end area of the mix. So let's go down to here. Let's go to effects. I don't really want to do Scream 4. I kind of just want to saturate it a little bit. So let's see what we have. We have compressors, stereo imagers, whatever. Yeah, I think the only thing we have is Scream 4 distortion. But I do have, down here, I have the saturation knob. So that's what we're going to use. Keep the low. Let's solo it just to see how it sounds. Perfect, right there. And we can add in a couple extra hits. Let's add in a hi-hat. I'm just going to do patch freeze and throw on the Fire Drum kit. And we're going to just use the snare from there. Search folder. Okay, what we're going to do is not do that because it's not working. But what we are going to do is bring in another snare. So let's go to Extros. Let's pull up a snare. And we're going to use TR because that's like a trap snare. No, not RT, TR. TR. NM works, but let's find TR. There it is. We'll probably layer NM with TR. So let's drag this down and drag NM down. Usually I don't work with audio, but since I'm using samples today, I just thought why not. So let's drag those over. Just dragging the notes over to put them in place. I'm just hitting Command D and then Command right arrow to scooch them over. So let's listen. And let's adjust the volumes of the snares. Let's turn out the pre-gain on this. Perfect. And now you have like a WifisFuneral type beat. And there's not a lot of high-end energy. I mean, in some of their songs there is like wrist motion. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit of a bell just to give it some flavor because it's a little low-end heavy right now. I did that on purpose, but I think I overdid a little bit. So let's get a bell, plucks and mallets. Let's try Ambient Bamboo Valley. Nah. Yeah, that's what we're going to add. So let's listen. I wonder, this is just an idea, but I wonder if we copy the, where'd the bell go? Burma Temple. If we copy the bell, I wonder how it'll sound to the Burma Temple. The original melody that we came up with. Wow, that's crazy how that works. Yeah, that's really cool. But anyway, yeah, I think that's a finished beat right there. I'm not going to arrange it because you guys get it. But I am going to duplicate these over. Actually, hold on. Let me get the slice tool. Slice. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's go to a bar. And then let's delete that because we have a copy of it anyway. Get all this and duplicate it over. Okay, now let's turn off the loop and listen. Let's turn the 808 down a little bit because it's a little loud. But where's the 808? I didn't copy over. That's how you make a WifisFuneral type beat. I can imagine him spitting over this one right now. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. See you all in the next one. Remember to like, favorite, that's the same thing. Subscribe, comment, do all the goodness, all the good things. It really makes me feel really loved when I just get that. Even just one thumbs up is just like, wow. It really makes my day, especially comments. I love responding to comments. Yeah, if you want to get in touch with me, Logic Pro Tuts on Twitter. My SoundCloud is Tuts and Beats, so soundcloud.com/tutsandbeats. I haven't really uploaded much there, but I will. Yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and catch you all in the next one. Peace.